everybody, welcome to another episode of George Reviews. I hope you are having a great day. I am the 80s Transformer fan, and today the 80s Transformer fan will be taking a look at Shipshape. I wish I might get out of here without a fight. It is G.I. Joe Classified Series Shipwreck. He is designated as number 70 in the G.I. Joe Classified line. This is the standard Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified packaging. No window, you can't see the toy. With these, I try to review these things as soon as possible because people will take these things back, swap them out, put old figures. You might find a Power Ranger or anything inside these packages. So I'm going to try to get to these. This is the most recent release wave near me. I think it was Shipwreck, Torpedo, Copperhead, Rock and Roll. Couple other guys, I think Scrap Iron, but these just came out. I know some people are on to the next wave in certain areas, but this is my current wave that's on the shelf. And Shipwreck is a little bit of a hanger, not so much as Scrap Iron, but this is the packaging. G.I. Joe at the top. A lot of the lettering on these boxes are embossed, which is really cool, even though you can't see the figure. We get some artwork for sure. The whole box is like repetitive. You get everything you need on the front of the box. Here is Shipwreck. He's on top of a submarine, and for whatever reason, there is a bicycle up there. And then there is like a war going on. There's like missiles being launched, and he's just chilling with the parrot. I don't know what's going on. Show you everything he comes packed with: a rope, a pistol, some type of semi-automatic pistol, interchangeable hair, parrot, and shoreline anchor right there. Some artwork for Shipwreck. Looks very cool. Side of the box, there is a barcode. I guess you can scan in and check something out online. I don't know. Back of the box, and again, it's repetitive. Show you everything you get. Actually shows Shipwreck with the interchangeable hair on him. Shows you that he's 6 foot 3 inches tall, or 160 millimeters. Inside the box, some more of that artwork. Actually looks good on this package. So let's get Hector open and take a look. And we get like a foot locker. All right, I'm used to this thing being taped. Oh, just right there. And more paper. Warning label. Tissue paper with Joe and Cobra logos all over it. And inside are the accessories from the front of the box. Nothing else in this foot locker. Let's get Shipwreck out of his box. It has a little spacer to keep him from sliding around in the package. They even put artwork in the back of the little tray, which is cool. Let's get the tie downs off of Shipwreck. Get Hector out of this box. And this completes our unboxing portion of the review. Alright, the first thing I want to do in this review a little bit different. I want to take a look at the accessories. I'm going to start with the shoreline anchor right here. I believe it's most likely black plastic painted silver. A little bit of molded in detail on it, and it has a hole for you to add the string. So we get this. We get Polly the parrot. He has some paint detailing on him. He's mostly green plastic, looks with a little bit of a lighter green brushing going on him. His beak is gray. There's a light blue. Nope, there's light blue right there on his forehead. Some molded in feathers, look pretty good. He has 1 foot. He has the peg to plug in to Shipwreck. When I get to him a little bit later on, I'll talk a little bit more about what's exactly wrong with this guy, in my opinion. We get a little bit of rope to go around his shoulder. What sailor doesn't need rope? It comes with like a little hook on it right here, painted silver. The rope is just a sand color plastic, beige plastic. It's very soft. Then we get like this 1700s or swashbuckling single bolt action pistol. This thing has a lot of good molded in detailing on it. I believe it's black plastic with silver paint on it. It has a trigger hole and a trigger right there. It has a little bit of rope down here. Guess you can hang it from his belt or rope once you put it on him. This thing actually looks good. Then we have his automatic pistol. And it has some very cool detailing on it. It has an anchor right there, and I guess some rope twisted throughout. Lastly, we get an interchangeable hairpiece. Can't wait to check that out. And obviously, this is a single brown plastic. It doesn't look to have any paint or wash over it, just brown plastic. So now let's get Shipwreck down and take a closer look. Alright, I left him in this weird pose. This is how he was posed coming out of the box. I guess not weird, but he's kind of leaning to the side. Let's take a closer look at Shipwreck's face as always. He's got that scruffy sailor look going on. And my eyebrow has some paint off the sculpt of the eyebrow right there. I would say it's rubbed off. Or is that a scar? I don't know. I hope that's a scar. But it looks like my paint is scuffed right there. Scruffy little beard. He has a little bit of blush in his cheeks. A little bit like right there and right there. The sailor hat is painted white on top of the hair plastic. He has some hair on his chest. Just cool. The entire torso is a blue plastic. This right here is painted his flesh tone with some hair on it. He has some military insignia on his shoulders. Some rank. He has a tattoo on his forearm. It's very, very cool. Coming over to this forearm, has a shark tattoo on this forearm. It actually has multiple colors on it. That is very cool. Come down to his belt. It is a separate piece. Well, he has this little belt right here with a hook on it. The holster. This is a separate piece. It looks like a separate piece, but over here, it appears to be attached to him at this one pocket. And there's also a molded belt underneath with gold on the buckle. Appears to be an anchor right there. Holster on his leg. His pants are all blue plastic. He has some highlights right here on the front of his thighs. Coming down to the wrinkles right there. Great detailing. All black boots. I don't think I've ever seen these boots before on any other Joe. I think they're unique to him. Nice molded in laces right there. A little bit of molded tread underneath. Pretty darn good looking figure. The chest part right here is just a little flat in the paint, and it kind of stands out up close, far back. That could have been done better, but everything else looks fantastic. Alright, let's do Shipwreck's articulation. Shipwreck head 360. It's on a ball. All these guys are on the large ball joint. He can look up this far. Shipwreck can look down this much, which is a lot. That ball allows him to go side to side. Coming to his shoulders. He can get his shoulders up pretty far this way. Full 360 at the shoulder. Butterfly hinge. And you hear me say all the time, like, how much of a hinge are we getting? It's more out than in. At least it's there. Bicep swivel right there. Double jointed elbow, allowing this much range out of it. Coming down to his wrist. Swivel right here. At least it goes down anyway. Down and up. Shipwreck has two pistol wielding hands. Trigger finger right there. He could at least came with one punching hand. Coming to Shipwreck's abdomen area. He can bend over this much. This is a great deal. And way back. His waist area, and he has a little bit of gap. Some of these Joes have like this gap in there where it could sit down a little bit better for my taste. Even right here, you can kind of see like the curvature of where it just sits in there down there. So we can get a full 360. I'm not 360 because I want to stretch it. And it goes side to side, front and back down there at the waist, giving him a ton of bend over articulation. To his legs now, front, back split, side split, and drop down feature is working automatically on the legs right there. Upper thigh swivel right there. Double knee bend, boom. And his foot, because of the molding of the pants, I'm not expecting a whole lot to the front, and it's not happening. What about to the back? It's a little bit to the back, but that molding right here kind of prevents it from coming forward. Crease in the pants does look good down there. Accessories. First thing we're going to do is get this guy all dressed up. We're going to take the rope and drape it over his shoulder. I don't think I have to remove the head. Just like that. Then we take the anchor. I know the box had the anchor right here. Then we take like this old school double barrel shotgun thing right here. Goes in this pouch over here. The pouch has a little bit of texturing to it. Then this pistol goes right here, and again this pouch has a nice bit of texturing on it. Then there's a hole in his wrist for Polly. Like Polly, he only has 1 foot, and then he has the peg. We got Polly perched looking at Shipwreck. And lastly, we're going to split his wig. We just take this whole top portion off, and it doesn't fit as snugly as I like, but it's not falling off obviously. And we take this piece, same mold detail. And I think that is very cool. I like it. They didn't have to totally mold another head, maybe raise the price. We just got the swappable hair, which is nice. Now, if they could just learn to do this with faceplates, that would be awesome. Okay, so I was so ready to rant on this thing because I was like, there's only one place to plug Polly in. But I did some looking, and they put a hole right here in the rope. So we can put Polly right here. That is so clever because I'm thinking like, where's the hole in his shoulder? So they did me one better and put it in a rope so he doesn't have to carry Polly on his arm the whole time. All right, now let's see how well Shipwreck holds some of his accessories. Start with this well-molded pistol. Joe's hands are notoriously tight in the classified line. Unnecessarily tight. I haven't broken anything yet. Holds this pistol just fine. Bam! Kind of easy to get into his hand compared to some of the other figures. Bow! Bow! Now for the double shot. With a little bit of rope on. I guess you can hang this somewhere too. Like over here if you wanted to. Or you can put the anchor over here. One thing's for sure, he's not going to drop this. And he can hold it. Finger and the trigger right there. Both of these are very good looking guns. I like them both. I think I like this one the most. Bah! And I would put it in the other hand, but these are like equal opposite hands, so I'm pretty sure it fits both hands. Here's Shipwreck next to Spirit, and you already know what I'm about to talk about. Polly is just this static figure. And it's cool that it was included in the original vintage toy line. It was just a static figure, but we've already gotten a gigantic articulated bird for the same price point. Like the wings move. The feet move. 2 completely molded in feet. And completely interchangeable ball hinge gigantic wings with this guy at the same price point. And with Shipwreck we just get Polly. Now if that isn't disappointing, I don't know what is. Like, come on, man, who did this? Might as well take these 2 figures and kick off the size up in the rundown. So here's our G.I. Joe Wildlife team. It is Snake Eyes next to Spirit Iron Knife. Here's Shipwreck with Transformers Sea Spray. And yes, I'm going there. Transformers Generation 1 Piranha. The Surfer from Marvel Legends. Mattel Superpowers Aquaman. From Target's Toy Bin, a little rubber shark. Wait, what? Here's Shipwreck on a boat with some Joes. Here he is on a boat with some hoes. Alright, for all my 80s G.I. Joe fans, and just for fun, here's Shipwreck next to the cartoon model. And unless I'm mistaken, the anchor tattoo is on the wrong arm. Alright fam, my final thoughts on Shipwreck. This is another great figure from G.I. Joe Classified line. Shipwreck, while being updated, is pretty much a faithful recreation of the vintage 1985 figure, all the way down to the accessories. The accessories are almost identical with just a little bit extra. There are 2 or 3 things that I didn't like about this figure. Nothing major, but I still want to talk about them. The paint over the eyebrow is off the scope. First I thought it was scar. Kind of hoped it was a scar. I hope I didn't get a bad one with something wrong with it. But after further review and checking the box, the paint is off the scope. It is not a scar. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Then the biggest bummer to me is Polly the parrot. So all the animals we've gotten so far have been articulated. And to get this guy as a static figure is kind of like, ah, man. And the last thing, and a lot of people probably won't find this as a problem, the last thing that I don't like is the interchangeable hands. I don't know if it's because he came with so many different accessories we didn't get any, but Slaughter had a ton of hands. And not to get this guy a closed fist, every Joe was punching some Cobra dead in the face. So we needed at least 1 closed fist and 1 type of expression hand, like a clutching or pointing hand. I think all Joes should come with that. But other than that, this is another great figure from G.I. Classified's line. I'm happy I get a chance to get to it sooner than later. Like I know I'm late compared to the guys who get them and rush them out and all of that, but this is sooner than most of my figures. I still have the first edition of Scarlet in the box, 2 of the 3 roadblocks in the box. Still have Beachhead, Gung-ho, just a ton of guys I need to get to, but I will get to those guys. If you're all interested, message me down below. Request the G.I. Joe figure you'd like for me to review. And that's all I got. Love this guy. Great figure. Pick it up. I want to thank you all for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story.